Hello everyone and welcome to Inside the Nest. I'm your host Tyler Kopin, and today we have a lot to talk about here as we have reached NJAC play for the fall sports. First, we are going to head to the pitch where we join the women's soccer team. Coach Patrick Naughter continues to add to his legacy as he has reached his 200th career win against Moravian University on September 24th. After the 4-0 road win, the captains Michaela Henderson and Emily Schuler serenaded Coach Naughter with an ice water shower as the players and coaches all celebrated the coach's milestone victory. In his 16th season with the program, Coach Naughter has developed quite the resume as he has been named NJAC Coach of the Year 5 times, has 4 NJAC regular season championships, won 4 NJAC tournament championships, appeared in the NCAA tournament 7 times, and owns the title of the winningest coach in school history with a record of 203 wins, 58 losses, and 42 draws. Here's the coach on what 200 wins means to him.
To be honest, 201 was better because it's an NJAC win, and now we're 3 points in the conference. I tell the players all the time, individuals get team awards and teams get individual awards, and I'm not here if we don't have good players and for over a long period of time. I just honestly feel really fortunate to be a part of it. This is an awesome program. They're amazing women who've played here, coached here, who've been a part of this thing. I love the school. So just being a part of the program is awesome, and I know it's a credit to a lot of people that I have 200 wins to my name. There's a lot of times when you're the head coach, you get credit for stuff that you have very little to do with. And for me, I know that the assistant coaches deserve a lot of credit for keeping this as consistent as it's been.
Coach Naughter becomes the 6th member of the active 200 win club for Montclair Athletics. The other coaches who have reached that milestone include Karen Harvey with 363, Eduardo Stawinski with 269, Todd Tumulty with 233, Nicole Parsaluzzi with 206, and Brian McLaughlin with a total of 417 wins. The men's team has 201 under his coaching, and the women's team has 216. Now let's hear from Luke Sirianni on how high these Red Hawks have been soaring.
Montclair State women's soccer continues to make noise in the NJAC Conference. Just 3 games into conference play, the Red Hawks are still unbeaten and coming off a strong showing against one of the conference's best, TCNJ. Coming into the matchup, Montclair had just 6 wins and 48 all-time meetings against TCNJ. But this time, the Red Hawks battled the Lions to a 2-2 draw on their home field. Through their first 3 NJAC games, Montclair sit at a 2-0-1 record and outscoring opponents 10-3. Sophomore Isabel Cronow and Shannon Mullins lead the attack with 3 goals each, while Mackenzie Albert has chipped in 2 assists. In net, Solange Bell has been rock solid, 15 saves, 1 goals against on average, and a .83 save percentage in conference play. Her steady play has anchored a defense that keeps opponents frustrated and gives Montclair's offense room to shine. The Red Hawks' balance and chemistry has been key to their unbeaten NJAC start, and they're showing confidence every time they step on the pitch. With the win over West Con, the Red Hawks remain undefeated through 11 games and sit in a strong position as NJAC play heats up. Either way, Montclair has proven it belongs near the top of the standings, showing poise, depth, and resilience in what's shaping up to be another strong season. The Red Hawks look to keep momentum rolling as NJAC play continues. For the Red Hawks Sports Network, I'm Luke Sirianni. Back to you guys in the studio.
Now we'll take a look at another group of Red Hawks who are continuously able to put the ball in the back of the net, the men's soccer team, who have accumulated a 9-1-2 record and are currently ranked 23rd in the country. On Wednesday, the men's blanked DeSales 5-0 at home. It was the team's 7th shutout of the season. That's the most in the NJAC and tied for 2nd in the country. Here's the captain, Michael Kirk, with an update on the squad.
Montclair State's men's soccer team is off to another strong start this season with 9 wins in their first 12 games. The Red Hawks have also been holding down the fort at MSU Soccer Park, where they are unbeaten in 7 home games. On the road, though, the Red Hawks have had some trouble where they have 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties. Most recently, they suffered a heartbreaking loss at NJCU, 4-3. Despite outshooting the Knights 29-10, the Redhawks came up 1 goal short and lost to NJCU for the first time since October 30th of 2009. Since the upset, the Redhawks have rebounded, beating 2 other NJAC teams. First was a 2-1 comeback win over Kane when Tomas Montero scored twice in the final 11 minutes to secure the victory.
And Montero scores again! The Redhawks have come all the way back, and the brace for Montero brings the Redhawks in front.
Then the Redhawks beat TCNJ for the 7th straight time, 2-1. That win vaulted Montclair State into 4th place in the NJAC standings behind Rutgers Camden, Stockton, and William Patterson. Rowan, the preseason favorites, currently sit in 6th place with a record of 1-2 in NJAC play. With only 6 league games remaining in the regular season, the Redhawks' goal is to finish in the top 6 and qualify for the NJAC tournament. Finish in the top 4, and they would earn at least 1 home game. Finish in the top 2, and they would earn a first-round bye. Will the Redhawks be able to keep the momentum going? It all starts when they host Rutgers Newark on October 11th at 7 p.m. at MSU Soccer Park. Looking at the head-to-head matchup, Montclair's been dominant versus the Raiders with 39 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties. But if there's one thing the Redhawks have learned this season, is that anything can happen in the NJAC.
As we leave the pitch now, we head to the grasslands as Abigail Churchill is the new 6K Montclair State record holder with a time of 23:24.2 at the Paul Run Short Invite last Friday. Let's send it to Diana Watkins, who has more on this historic season for the sensational senior.
Senior runner Abigail Churchill has become the cornerstone for Montclair State women's cross-country team since her first season. But this fall, she's reaching a whole new level. Churchill recently set a new school record in the 6K, clocking 22 minutes and 48.99 seconds on September 20th. Just 2 weeks later, she broke her own record again by 6.5 seconds, continuing her standout season. Her performance also earned her an NJAC Runner of the Week honors.
Going into this race, I didn't have any sort of record on my mind or have any sort of time goal. And as I was crossing the finish line, I didn't realize to me that that was the record. I actually found out after I had already finished the race, and I was really happy about it, but it wasn't an expectation at all going in.
Coach Richard O'Connor, who also coached Churchill in high school, says Abby's leadership and experience has helped shape the team's competitive mindset.
Abby's energy at practice and at meets is infectious. I think everybody kind of sees the confidence she brings to the line, whether it's at practice or at a race. She's going to be the person that is leading the workout, is leading the run, is leading the race. And she's the one that takes all that pressure, and she does it in a way that is super mature. I don't know if us even as coaches, thinking back to when we were athletes, if we could handle the pressure that she handles so elegantly and so easily.
Her teammates say she's the heartbeat of the Redhawks, the one who's always cheering them on, even when she's pushing through her own challenges.
I think Abby brings a lot to the team during practices, race days, anything like that. She's someone who's always there to have positive reinforcement. She's always there to talk to. Anyone's feeling down, anyone has negative thoughts or positive, she's always has good advice to give. And she's always someone that's really good to look up to.
As she wraps up her final season, Churchill says she's proud of the record, but even prouder of the team she's leaving behind.
Us as a team, I think every single person here individually brings something really special to the team, and all together that just gives us really great team harmony. And because we're all hard on ourselves with this sport if we don't perform well, so we don't really need to hear negativity from other people, so we always make sure to uplift each other no matter what.
From a standout freshman to a record-breaking senior, Abigail Churchill's legacy at Montclair State is one built on endurance, leadership, and heart. For Inside the Nest, I'm Diana Watkins.
The women's volleyball team is on a hot streak, winners of 7 in a row following a 3-1 victory over Rutgers Camden. They're currently tied for second place in the NJAC behind first place Rowan. Recently, at Panzer, the Redhawks had a thrilling 3-2 win in the last set of the tri-match against Stevens. This match was a nail-biter, each set going back and forth. It ultimately came down to the 5th set, where the duo of Muse and DeProfrio would complete the thriller with kills to get the Red Hawks to match point and force a Stevens error to win the 5th set by a score of 16-14. On September 21st, Montclair State had the honor of hosting Yogi's Big Catch at Yogi Berra Stadium here on campus. A total of 2,358 volunteers helped break the Guinness World Record for the largest game of catch. Here's more on the record-breaking day.
Welcome to Yogi Berra Stadium on the campus of Montclair State University for a very special edition of Red Hawk Sports Network coverage. This is Yogi's Big Catch Challenge.
I tell you what, I was just ready to say, I've been about a lot of championships, a lot of world championships, ticker-tape parades. This today was as exciting as it gets, man. To have all those people, 2,000 to 3,000 people, the fans are out here, they're having a good time with my former teammates. I'm having a blast, and to me, it feels like a championship.
You know, if you're around long enough, just about everything happens. And so today was the first time that I was part, at least that I'm aware of, something that will wind up in the Guinness Book of Records.
You had a total of 1,179 pairs. It's a new Guinness World Records title. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, you are officially amazing. Great job.
I am so relieved that we actually did it and pulled it off, and I'm so excited. This was such a cool event. You know, so many people came from all over the country to help us break the record. It's obviously great to have the local people too, but you know, I love to play catch with people. I don't do it nearly enough. It was so nice to put the phones down, as Michael and Peric and you know, told us we had to do, and sit there and just play catch for 5 minutes. It was so cool to see the balls just flying back and forth, and I think that both my grandmother and my grandfather would be just tickled by the whole day.
I've been running the Yogi Berra Museum for 9 years now. And it has been the great honor of my life to represent the legacy of this man. You know, we talk a lot about how great he was. I'm always struck by how good he was. The values he stood for, respect and kindness and humility, and teamwork, of course, and perseverance. It's just all the good stuff. So you spend every day working for that good stuff. That's what Yogi means to me. It's given unbelievable purpose and meaning to what I do every day.
Thank you so much for being with us here this afternoon. I am CJ Staniak. This is Justin Randell. Thank you so much for joining us for Yogi's Big Catch.
This weekend, the biggest battle in New Jersey is taking place at Sprague Field. The second annual Breakfast Bowl will be held at Montclair State for the first time in its history. Let's hear from Thomas Gaffney Jr. now on more about this new breakfast sandwich square-off.
The Breakfast Bowl, the ultimate bragging rights between Montclair State and Rowan. Rivals become even bigger rivals. The battle between North and South, the naming rights of pork roll or Taylor ham, and more importantly, to raise money for respective food banks in the area. The inaugural Breakfast Bowl was played last year at Richard Wacker Stadium on Rowan's campus. The game went down to the wire. Rowan was scored with 29 seconds left to go up by 3.
Rita, the hold, the snap, it is up, it is through! We have a flag on the line, but it stands, Rowan has the lead.
Montclair State would take the kickoff into field goal range and kick a 49-yard field goal to tie the game up at 10 with 7 seconds left.
10-7, the kick is up, it is through, does it have enough? It does! Oh my, it's a stunner! A glass throw, we're tied at 10 apiece.
Rowan would score in overtime and win the first ever Breakfast Bowl and win the Breakfast Bowl trophy.
Joseph Rena rolling to the right. He fires. It is good! Run in! Uko! Touchdown for the lead! The tournament is over! Rowan wins against Montclair State for the first ever Breakfast Bowl. An instant classic for the inaugural game. 16-10 the final, with the Rowan Profs winning in front of the homecoming crowd.
Now onto this year. Montclair State has the opportunity to take the Breakfast Bowl trophy. It will be played at Sprague Field, and Coach Mike Palazzo is ready for Rowan's arrival.
You throw the records out when you play a team that you're so familiar with, like Rowan. I don't really look at, like, hey, we're coming off a loss in the Breakfast Bowl that, we're not going to be favored this year, or, I'm not looking at anything like that. It's just put the ball down and play on October 11th. And the team who makes the least amount of mistakes, who's the most disciplined and most detailed, is going to win the football game.
Rowan will now have to defend the trophy and try and keep a hold of what has been theirs for the past year. Last year, Montclair State was only an overtime away from taking the inaugural Breakfast Bowl. The team now has a new goal going into this year.
It's got to be finish. Last year we had an opportunity there at the end to win the game in overtime, and we had an interception. And then on defense, then we couldn't make that last stop. We've been preaching all year long discipline and details, and if we do the little things the right way, the big things will take care of themselves.
New year, new teams, and a whole lot to play for. The Breakfast Bowl will be played on October 11th at Sprague Field for the first time ever. Will the Breakfast Bowl trophy find a new home, or will it stay in the backyard of Glassboro with Rowan? You'll have to wait and see.
See you on October 11th.
It's North Jersey versus South Jersey. Taylor Ham versus Pork Roll. Montclair State versus Rowan this Saturday at Sprague Field. You can catch all the action on Red Hawk Sports Network live, beginning with our pregame coverage at 12:40 with Vincent Picone and Justin Randell. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Thomas Gaffney Jr. and Luke Sirianni will handle the call, and I will be on sideline patrol. Can't wait. The Red Hawks have been fortunate enough to open up a brand new sports medicine recovery room for all Montclair athletes this past month. This amazing state-of-the-art facility has many new features, as you'll see in this edition of Inside the Nest Cribs.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Montclair State Sports Medicine. We couldn't get too far in the season without giving you a behind-the-scenes tour of our crib. Welcome. Come on in. First stop is the main facility of sports medicine. Welcome. This is where we complete a majority of our rehabs and treatments, and really the heart of sports medicine, our sports medicine staff. Helping keeping our student athletes healthy, safe, and ready to win. So we have an ice bath to help keep our athletes recovering, and cold water submersion if we need. And this is our taping area for our student athletes to get ready for practices and competition. Right now, we have Brian Hinchliffe getting taped up, ready to go for a work day. We have a lot of great tools and modalities. We have Chelsea and Cassidy getting ready for their work day, doing some of our hyper ice and also venoms. We have a lot of treatment tables getting our student athletes ready for practices and competitions, modalities, our cycles, and sometimes they just need a little TV to watch also. What do we have here? Coaches and admin are already picking up all of our Normatechs. Scheduling, recruiting, and meetings must make the legs real heavy. Now for a tour of our full setup. We've got Normatech arms, legs, and hips, and these great recovery chairs. Because why don't you relax while you're recovering? We also have 2 treatment tables that double as our team physician clinic that allow for privacy to better serve our student athletes. And then, what's better than 2 big screen TVs? Because when we look better, we feel better. And all of this wouldn't have been possible without being powered by Academy Orthopedics. We have 2 great team physicians, Dr. Casey Pierce and Dr. David Rodriguez, and they support our Red Hawks to win. So we can't thank them enough. Well, thank you for taking a tour of our crib of the sports medicine facility here at Montclair State, keeping our athletes healthy and safe. You don't have to go home, so you got to get out of here.
That's going to do it for us here on Inside the Nest. Thank you for joining us here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. My name is Tyler Kopin, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.